Good morning, everybody. We are, today is Monday, November 27th, the Monday after Thanksgiving, and we are beginning our home stretch. We are working through chapters 14 and 15 in the textbook. Now, in a perfect world, chapter 6 would be done, but actually, very few people have had an opportunity to complete that. So I was asking one of your classmates who has turned it in if they had any trouble downloading if there was a data pack or anything that they needed to use, and they have said it was not a problem. So what my question for you was, do you remember, Derek, where you accessed Excel from? So in other words, if you were on your portal, did you access it here through the Office 365, or did you access it as a standalone application on your desktop? Do you remember?
Mine is standalone.
Okay, so did you use a version that you have, or did you use a version from the college?
I'm pretty sure from the college.
Okay, great. I appreciate those answers. So what I was getting at was, if you go here into your student portal, which of course mine is not a student portal, but is a faculty portal. But if you go to Office 365 portal, there is a place where you can share. Let's see if I can find it here. It'll come up. Oh, I have to do this first. Hang on just a second. There's a place underneath one of the links where it says Office 365 portal. And then when you access that, the Microsoft 365, over here on the left, I'll show you, over here on the left of that link is an access to the online version of Excel. So if you access it here, you may have different capabilities than if you access it as a start function. Hang on just a second, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So now if I'm going to share my screen, if I push the start button in the lower left-hand corner, and then, hang on just a second, screen, let's see if it'll do this. All right, so if I do this, do you guys see a bar? Does a bar come up or no with Excel on the left? Not the 365, but the applications with Access, Adobe, Excel. Do you guys see that, or do you just still see the 365?
I still see the mail portal.
Oh, all right. Yeah, it's kind of a weird deal because when I snap over here, it doesn't. Let's see if it'll do it. All right. Every time I do it, it snaps off. That's just crazy. All right, I'll try again. Yeah, I can't show it to you. It keeps on snapping off when I do it. All right, so I'll just describe it to you. When you wish to, there's another way to access Excel as an application, which is you go to the Windows button, the start button in the very extreme lower left-hand corner of the screen. And then when you click it, you'll have the applications that are resident in your lab computer available to you. And one of those applications is Excel. They're listed alphabetically, but those two versions of Excel are not necessarily the same. So if you may have access to more functionality with one rather than the other. So try them both if you have any trouble. And of course, as always, if you have trouble, please visit with me and I'll get you squared away. All right. So aside from that, oh, and I see Anna. Hello. Good morning, Anna. So aside from that, here we are with our Moodle page. And right now, in a perfect world, everybody would have turned in chapter 6. As it actually stands, most people have not yet turned in chapter 6. A few people have, but most people have not. So if you have good job. And if not, please keep working on that. And if you have any trouble getting the statistical functions that you need to do chapter 6, let me know and we will get you squared away. All right. So right now then we are working on macros and visual basic. And those exercises are in chapters 14 and 15, which have been posted to our Moodle page. And then you will be able to do the exercises, and all of the exercises are required for this last exercise. Now, the other thing is this particular exercise is it's a lab. So what I mean by that is it's going to go into the grades for labs. It will actually count a little bit more than a standard exercise because it's definitely a programming element. So I'll show you. I had to move some stuff around in my grade book because somebody had pointed out to me that things were not in the right place. But underneath homework, this is the setup for the grade book. Your homework, depending on if you're in computer science 1010 or computer science 1060, is worth either 25 or 30% of your grade. And each of these different assignments are weighted equally into that 30%. Then your lab exercises, once again, depending on whether you're in ES 1060 or computer science 1010, will be equal to either 20 or 25% of your grade. And there are fewer of them. So although they equally weight among that in that folder, they'll be part of the lab exercises. But there are fewer lab exercises than there are homework exercises. So that means that each one of these can count a little bit more depending on which class you're in. Then finally, our midterm exam is worth 25% of your grade, which we did that way back when, right at fall break. And then we'll have a final exam the week of finals, the times for which I will post for you. And those 4 elements together constitute your final grade in this class. All right, so today, the process is to just get caught up, work ahead on chapter 6 if you're still on chapter 6, or if you're on a different chapter. If you are not, the final grade of the semester will be that lab grade from chapters 14 and 15. And when I say final grade, I mean except for the final exam, which of course is worth 25% of your grade. So the process right now is to just work through those elements. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, and this is for computer science 1010 majors or computer science 1010 students who are in fact computer science majors. So for 6 of you, and I don't want to call out any names because that might violate some privacy, but 6 of you are currently signed up to take a class in the spring called Machine Organization. And I'm going to pull up the syllabus here, or not the syllabus, but the class description right now, so you'll know what I'm talking about. It's on the screen. All right. So in the spring, some of you signed up, there's 5, somebody dropped. So we have a computer organization class, which as you can see is listed as taught by staff. This course is heavily weighted toward machine language, and Professor Floyd was the person who really spearheaded this as a requirement in our curriculum because he was extraordinarily expert in machine language and low-level programming languages. So we've decided what we're going to do instead of computer organization, computer science 2150, we're going to be offering the opportunity to take a class in Intro to SQL instead. So I'll pull this up in just a second. This class will be offered through Sheridan College. And Sheridan College, the instructor over there is fantastic, but there's an abbreviated registration process for that class. So I'm going to be sending an email to everybody who is currently signed up for computer science 2150 and tell them that that class will no longer be required, but that you'll have an opportunity to take computer science 2050, which is intro to SQL. And that will be taught by Hirschman at Northwest Community College District. It's also taught through Western Wyoming Community College by Tammy Robertson, who is fantastic. But there's an easier registration process for 2050. So if you're signed up for Computer Science 2150, you'll be getting an email about that later on today, I hope. But everything else will remain the same. So aside from that, I hope all of you have had the opportunity to work with me or whoever your advisor is, Dr. Glatzer or somebody else, to get your schedule set up. And if not, there's still time. So please let us know and we'll make an appointment with you to get you squared away. So do you guys have any questions for me at this point about what's going on in this class, how we're going to finish successfully, what the rest of the semester is going to look like? All right then. So today at 2 o'clock, I'll be in lab in the room next door to our regular classroom, right? So we're in 137. Right now we'll be in SM 135 this afternoon from 2 till 3:40. And the process is just working through the material and getting squared away. So I will be, this week, I will be posting times for the final exam. And as I've said, you're expected to take that with me face to face. If that's not possible, you just need to make arrangements with me and we'll figure something out. But unless we have made arrangements in advance, face to face is the deal. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you for being here, and I will look forward to seeing you this afternoon at 2 for our lab, and then we'll continue. But what's on my screen right now, finishing up chapter 6, and then doing chapters 14 and 15. That is the last material for the semester, except for the final exam. So we'll see you this afternoon.